Welcome back to TYT Sports, everybody. Taking a seat at the green screen. This is how the studio is set up, hence I am making use of it. So Adrian Peterson is going to be one of the more interesting running backs coming into the NFL this year, and that's because he is past his age 30 season. Now, Adrian Peterson is a little bit LeBron James-esque, and I make that comparison because he's a freak athlete and he's also in freak shape. E60 on ESPN was doing a small documentary in regards to the gym that he built in Houston, which is, I believe, where he lives outside of Minnesota, outside the regular season. And he made that gym because he felt that all the other gyms that he was going to didn't have everything he wanted in one place. So he built this with his trainer. It includes some insane obstacles and a track, a full sand pit for like beach workouts, hill workouts, turf, and he was claiming that he likes to use the hill workouts obviously to also work on his ball control and ball handling because that's where he's holding a football through most of his workouts. But outside of that, I'm going to go into a little bit more detail in terms of running backs past their age 30 season. I have to give a shout out to our good friend Thomas Jones, who we've had on the platform before, because he's one of the very few, only about 10, who have led or been leaders in rushing past their age 30 season. So speaking of Thomas Jones, most recently 2009, he ran for 1,402 yards and 14 touchdowns on the Jets. Curtis Martin, another former New York Jet back in 2004, ran for nearly 1,700 yards and 12 touchdowns. Tiki Barber, staying in New York, 2005, 1,860 yards, only 5 touchdowns on the ground though, back in 2005. Some other people who have made that list include Walter Payton, again, another freak athlete. Priest Holmes kind of had a later surge in his career rather than an earlier one. But Adrian Peterson in 2015, 1,485 yards, 11 touchdowns, and he was 30 years old. The big difference with all these running backs is that some of them had a good age 30 season, some of them had impressive age 31 season. None of them had even close to impressive or starting caliber age 32 seasons, and that's the thing that Adrian Peterson is trying to do. He believes he can run well into his 30s, similar to how Tom Brady believes he can be quarterback into his 40s. Difference, though, between someone like a Tom Brady and how much the rules protect quarterbacks nowadays, and as you saw from last year, Peyton Manning, Adrian Peterson is going to take on a lot of wear and tear, obviously running the football through the line of scrimmage into the backfield. But a stand-up runner like Adrian Peterson might be the one guy to break the mold. If you're going to bet on anybody, it is AP. We kind of doubted him when he got back from his injury 2 years ago, and he went on to ignite the league once again. So Adrian Peterson brings up a good question too, because when you look at it, you have a lot of youthful running backs that are rising. So one of the big questions for both, fantasy purposes and just common interest, and we did this with Cam Newton and Tom Brady as to would you rather have this quarterback or that quarterback? Would you rather have Todd Gurley or AP? Well, I think that question will stand for Adrian Peterson for one more season. While I don't want to doubt him going past age 32, I think Gurley is going to start to hit his prime in the next 2 or 3 years, and I think he'll start putting up better numbers than Peterson is in his early to mid-30s. So, again, two very different running backs. Adrian Peterson being a stand-up back, all the way back to his Oklahoma days. Even though they were showing him in high school, he still had that form. It's not like anything we've seen before. He's almost impossible to stop. But will he put up a close to 1,500 yards and 11 touchdowns again this year? I think that's actually spot on. I think that's right where he'll be. I'd be shocked to see him throw up a 2,000-yard season or like a 2,500 yards from scrimmage season. But also Teddy Bridgewater in that offense is going to be throwing more. I would think more than last year with the down threat options like Stephon Diggs that they have. And, of course, their passing game looked a little bit stronger as Bridgewater was getting more comfortable in the pocket and scrambling outside of it. So there you have it. Would you rather have Todd Gurley or Adrian Peterson? And do you think Adrian Peterson is going to make it to age 35 running for over 1,000 yards? Could he break the mold of over age 30 running backs? Comment below, like, favorite, subscribe. Make sure to check us out over on Facebook as well, facebook.com/TYT Sports.